A radio legend, a missing daughter, a voodoo spell, a Senate candidate who should have never made it this far, and Kawhi Leonard's $28 million no-show job. And Melanie will still not leave that man. Love Island is actually really almost over. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Maybe It's Me. I am your host, jaz-zen-nay, and today we are going to be doing a full news breakdown because this week has actually been unhinged. We're going to be covering 5 stories today. Make sure you are subscribed to our Substack on my link tree link below. Leave me a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and make sure to like this video on YouTube. Your support means everything. And now let's get into our first segment. If you are unaware, there is a situation going on with Big Tigger, these days called Mr. Tigger, but yet the situation is still getting darker by the moment. For those who don't know, Big Tigger is a very popular radio personality from the 2000s. He hosted BET's iconic hip-hop show Rap City from 1999 until it was canceled in 2008. And up until recently, he had his own show with his co-host Francesca Mikar. His wife, Aliea Brown, recently got online, and when I first saw the video of her crying with a bruised gash on her eye, she had a caption that said, "Ask my husband what happened to my face." And I was like, oh my God, not Big Tigger. Not only was she implying something that her husband would know something about what happened to her eye, right? But she also accused his co-host Francesca and him of sleeping together. Francesca ended up filing a lawsuit against Aliea for making those accusations because it's affecting her career. Girl, you think I'm out here sleeping with your husband? You're affecting my livelihood. Big Tigger put out a statement calling the allegations categorically false, saying that he and Francesca have never been more than friends and colleagues. And then Aliea started backtracking, saying, oh, she never called him an abuser, and that social media drew its own conclusions. You went online and with this gash on your face and, with the caption that says, "Ask my husband what happened to my face," people are going to have this speculation if you're not going to explain the situation. So, of course, a video then surfaced of Big Tigger and Aliea wrestling over his phone with the child recording the whole thing. Aliea is telling him to stop manhandling her, and you can hear the child in the background, Mr. Tigger, get off of her now.
Give me back my phone.
Get off of me!
Give me back my phone.
Get off of me!
Give me back my phone. You don't need it. What do you need it for?
Get off of me.
What do you need it for?
Get off of me. Please get off of
As
me.
soon as you give me my phone.
Please get off of
It's
me.
my phone.
Please get off of me.
Registered in my name.
Please get off of me.
Give me my phone.
You're sticking my earring in my ear.
Oh, sorry.
Get off of me.
Give me my phone.
Please get off of
You
me.
can stay right on the floor.
You're a fucking manhandler.
I'm not manhandling my phone.
Tigger,
Give
get
me
off.
my phone.
Do you not see all them crying?
Give me
Bro,
my phone.
why did
Stop.
you
I'm
do
not
that?
doing that.
Yes,
She
you did.
dropped. She dropped. She dropped.
Bro, you're literally stepping on her.
I'm not stepping on her, Alex. I just want
Bro.
my phone. She could give me the phone and it'd be over. She could give me the phone and it would be over.
Bro, just get over her. She's gonna
I'm
give
not
you.
on her at all. Give me my phone.
Get off of me,
Give me my
Tigger.
phone.
D, if I was anybody else, you wouldn't be doing this.
If you say so. Give me my phone.
Bro, just get over her. You can buy a new phone.
Get off of me!
Mr. Tigger!
Get off of me!
Mr. Tigger, get off of her now!
Woo! I don't know what's going on in that situation, y'all. I don't know what's going on in that situation. But then there's this latest plot twist because Tigger wasn't allowed in the house. Like, he actually ended up, because of that situation with Aliea, it ended up being that he wasn't technically supposed to be staying at the house. It got very convoluted very fast. Then recently we just found out that Aliea just got arrested in Georgia on a kidnapping that's related to a warrant for her arrest out in Maryland. And it connects to her own daughter. I guess it is pronounced Aliea, but it's spelled Aliea. And she has been missing since 2019. And her father has not stopped looking for her. Now the mother is being extradited to Maryland on charges related to her own missing child. The father says he knows like the daughter is still alive. He just doesn't know where she is. This just sounds so, the more I say it out loud, what is going on here? Like, do we know what's really happening with I want to keep calling him Mr. Tigger. I don't know why. Do we know what's going on with Big Tigger and his wife? I'm gonna say no. We have all this information. We have the Ring camera where they're fighting a little bit in that. We also have other footage of him rolling on the floor with her. He's trying to manhandle her for his phone. Just give him his phone. Now this shows that you guys shouldn't even be together. And this is happening in front of a child that's recording it. I don't know what's going on with that situation. I think the only people that I'm really concerned about is the children and also this missing child. Why is Big Tigger with somebody that has a child that's been missing since 2019 and you have a warrant out for your arrest? Did you know about this, Tigger? Because if you did, where is that child? That's the question that I need to know. You knew about this. Why didn't you say anything or step up to the plate, try to get this situated between the mom and the dad and whatever? But the number one question I have is, where is Aliea Brown? Where is she? I'll keep y'all updated. In the meantime, make sure you guys also head over to my Substack. I actually wrote about it as well. So you guys can go ahead and once this episode is out, you can also head over to the Substack and read that specific section by itself. So an 18-year-old Nolan Wells goes to an island with his friends on 4th of July, and 2 days later, he is found deceased in the water. His family wants to know what happened in between the time he left and the time he passed away. But before we get to that, a little tidbit about Nolan Wells. He is a college football player, wide receiver, would have turned 19 next month. And on July 4th, he boated out to Horn Island off the Mississippi coast with a group of friends. When they left that afternoon, Nolan did not come back with them, and his mom reported him missing that night. 2 days later, crews found his body off the island. The family has retained civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is calling for the investigation to be handled with urgency and transparency. Here is where everyone is stuck. Friends say they saw Nolan around 3 p.m. One group left around 4:30 when their boats started taking water, and Nolan chose to stay and come back with another group. So now that begs the question, what happened between 3 p.m. in the water? That is where investigators are trying to figure out what's going on. And since then, all of the boys came back without Nolan. Social media's scrubbed. Nolan's phone was not on him. Someone literally, like, it wasn't even turned into the family. They had to find its location, and the aunt went to go retrieve it. Messages deleted. It was like completely wiped out clean. It's not the first time that I really, and also apparently Colin Kaepernick paid for the autopsy to be done in DC and not Mississippi. So I really want this family to get answers, because we also have a judge who is the mother of one of the friends that Nolan Wells had, and said that basically they deactivated their account because they didn't want to be accused of a crime and have fingers pointed at them. It's very, as of right now, that's everything that I know about that situation. I'm going to be, again, keeping you guys updated on this, but it is a very heavy topic. And honestly, everyone talks about, oh, well, this could have happened, or this could happen, or he stayed behind. But it's like, why wouldn't he want to go back home with his friends? Like, why did this even have to happen? He was literally 18 years old, somebody's mom, somebody's son, somebody's friend, somebody's brother. And I'm just gonna say it. Sometimes it feels like it's very hard to watch Black men, Black people grow old, but especially Black men, especially in the southern states. Just gotta keep it real. So yeah, we will be updating. I will be keeping you guys updated about that situation. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. 18 years old. It like really messes me up. And honestly, I have deeper thoughts about it, but I think I'm gonna save those for Substack. So you guys can head over there and read it. It'll be out this weekend. Moving forward, anyone that watches Real Housewives, this divorce and this entire situation going on with Anne Marie Wiley, I just can't believe it's coming out. Like, I can't believe this is actually, I never thought I'd see the day. If you watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you know Anne Marie Wiley. She was the woman that was going toe to toe with Sutton Strack about esophagus gate. I'm not a Beverly Hills head. I can't I can't with that show. Well, Anne Marie, she was a one-season housewife. She is married to the Marcellus Wiley, who is a former NFL player, and she just filed for divorce from Marcellus after 12 years. In that filing, she is requesting a domestic violence restraining order, alleging years of physical, sexual, and emotional abuse dating back to 2012, including 4 alleged assault incidents. And she is asking for sole custody and no visitation. And this filing came right after Marcellus was arrested on domestic battery charges from an alleged incident on a family trip to Orlando over the 4th of July. He was released on a $1,000 bond. Orlando, like, oh my God. Marcellus is denying all of it. He put out a statement saying he's going to fight the allegations with evidence rather than emotion. And he came out swinging, accusing her of infidelity. Marcellus is accusing her of doing voodoo on his family. And he says he's their kid's hero and protecting their image. But the thing is, Marcellus, she's making these accusations, but you've had these accusations before she even wanted to do the divorce. Multiple women have accused Wiley of assault, some dating back to Columbia University in the 90s. One of the accusers, Janine Deneuve, who is suing him over an alleged 1994 dorm room assault, is now trying to use his recent arrest in her own case, submitting it to help compel Columbia to hand over the documents. And it's just like, bro, your current arrest is potentially going to reopen that case, which honestly, good. I think it should. Everybody's trying to deny it. Everybody has a filing, but it's like all these years and all these accusations are stacking up from multiple directions. It's kind of like the same thing with the Bill Cosby stuff. Like, y'all could be like, oh, well, 1 or 2 is fine, but bro, after a while, the more the number gets higher, it's like, okay, how many of these people are lying? How is everybody involved in your downfall? You know what I mean? Just doesn't make sense. So the voodoo spell, it's like, all right, Marcellus, like, you throwing shit at the wall and nothing's sticking. Like, this is killing me here. Like, you are literally trying to make something stick and it's not working. That's what you led with. She's literally divorcing you and asking for no visitation, and you're talking about voodoo? Girl, full visitation. Like, listen, no visitation. Make him sign the rights away. And honestly, get some bear mace. Anytime he's near you, just spray it until he's literally on the floor. Sometimes people gotta watch. Everybody gonna cancel me. But this Christmas, the movie with Regina King, Idris Elba, and Chris Brown and Loretta Devine, arguably one of the best holiday movies ever. I was gonna say Black Holiday, but no. One of the best. I'm sorry. Like, listen, the scene with Regina King and her husband that's cheating on her with some lady in New York, she puts baby oil all over the floor. And then she takes his towel. And when he gets out, he starts slipping and sliding on the floor. You take that belt. That's it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. I wish I could show it to y'all, but that's it. That's all you have to do. So good luck to Anne Marie. My heart is with her and the kids. I hope she gets the fullest of custody, but that's just me. Next up, wow, we're still talking about sexual assault. Like, you guys just don't know how to keep your hands to yourselves. Y'all don't know how to keep your privacy to yourselves. Y'all, it's just like literally about power for y'all. It's crazy. Anyway, Graham Plattner in Maine. Yeah, whole thing blew up. If you don't know who Graham Plattner is and what's going on in Maine, we can do this very fast, okay? He's military veteran, oyster farmer, and he's like never held office before, all right? So he became this like progressive candidate for the U.S. Senate in Maine, has this idea of taking out Susan Collins, who's one of the seats the Democrats need to flip the Senate. Progressives loved him. He beat the governor for the nomination. Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna were behind him. However, man is still a man. Like, man is a man is a man. This man has been a walking controversy from day one, with old Reddit posts dismissing rape in the military, using anti-gay slurs. He like has a skull and crossbone tattoo that's like recognized as a NAZI symbol, which he said he got drunk in Croatia and did not know the history for it. Nobody there told you what it was for. You were in Croatia drunk out of your mind. You were like, oh, like that's fire. Let me see this tattoo. I want to see his. That's it? Why do you have this on your body? Okay, yeah, ew. And then apparently he has reports that he sent explicit messages to other women while he was married, and the Democrats still wanted him. None of that sank him. But what sank him was on Monday when Politico reported a woman said he drunkenly forced her to sleep with him after she told him to stop. And then this woman named Jenny Rasico said that she was in an on and off relationship with him and cut him off after that night in 2021. And in a CNN interview, she says she was, I don't want to say that. I don't like to say that word. So I'm just going to say R word. So she was R worded by definition. Plattner denies it, calls it categorically false, and says that stepping out is not an admission of guilt, or stepping away is not an admission of guilt. But the support was already gone. Like, Bernie told him to step aside. Khanna pulled his endorsement and was just saying like, yo, SA is a no-go. Like, I can't support that. You're literally you did too much. So he's out. And the Democrats are screwed. They're scrambling. And this is not the first time this has happened. Someone drops out in the middle of the summer and don't give nobody time to find a replacement. They were dead ass never gonna vote for her because she's black woman and she's black when she wants to be. Like, I can't, whatever. I wasn't saying, listen, I don't agree with all her policies. I think she a cop. But look at what we got right now. Gas is about to be $9 because Europe wants to team up with whatever, bro. Whatever. So now the Democrats have until July 13th, which is Monday. Yikes. And it's for him to officially withdraw and until July 27th to find a replacement. But, Senate majority hangs in the balance. But we're going to see what happens, My final take about that, we're overlooking Nazi tattoos. And that's the problem. Like, I'm sorry. If you have a tattoo that is a real symbol of hate, like nothing screams like I don't like anything that's not what I look like, then a tattoo that symbolizes that. Like, do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, you guys are overlooking. My thing about it is Graham Plattner had a grotesque tattoo. He had all of these allegations, the Reddit posts, like he was not supposed to be the guy at all, actually. I don't know why or how that happened, but we all have to be real with ourselves. So, sucks to suck, man. I really hate that for you guys, but this is once again still the Democrats' fault. I'm not saying, listen, I'm just saying, like, you guys are just accepting anything at this point. And no shade, anybody with a tattoo like that symbolizes that type of hate, they're not. You can't rehabilitate them. I said it. And that's that. That's how I feel. Moving on, honestly, this is gonna be our second last story. And this one actually makes me laugh. Kawhi, I really gotta commend you. I really respect how you were trying to just go about your day. Keep your head low. Mind your business. Adam Silver said, nice try. Toronto, you take that guy, you're going to take all the consequences that come with him. You know what Toronto said? Pause. They said, Kawhi, you got to give us a minute. I kind of need you to get through that investigation now. You got to get through that first before you come back with us. Thank you. So the Los Angeles Clippers and the Toronto Raptors trade centered around Kawhi Leonard is not going to be completed until the NBA finishes its investigation into the Clippers. And I'm not going to lie, I'm so sorry. This is just so funny to me. If you don't know what's going on,
from injuries to investigations, the Kawhi Leonard era with the Clippers has been a disaster, honey. The year is 2019, okay? And Kawhi Leonard is playing for the Toronto Raptors, the 666. And they have just taken down the Golden State Avengers to win the NBA title. And Kawhi is the finals MVP, okay? He's the best player in the world. He's the man. But Kawhi was sick of Drake. He's from LA and he wanted to go home. So he signs with the Clippers on a 3-year, $103 million deal. They also trade for Paul George, who at the time was playing in Oklahoma City. And this is the trade that gave Oklahoma City Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And they think this duo plus Doc Rivers is going to give them championships. The Clippers are looking good in their first season together. However, the season gets cut short by COVID and all the players have to move to Orlando to play in the NBA bubble with no fans and no home court advantage. They end up blowing a 3-1 lead in the second round of the playoffs to Denver, which means that they only had to win one more game to move on to the next round, but they choked. Doc Rivers ended up blaming his own players, saying he just had a bunch of guys that didn't want to be there and gets fired. They bring in Tyronn Lue to be their new head coach, and it's a new coach, a fresh season. Kawhi plays in over 50 games. Kawhi tears his ACL during the second round of the playoffs, and his team goes on to make the conference finals without him. But they lost to the Suns while their star player watched on the bench. But he sits out for the entire 2022 season. Paul George still plays, but the team misses the playoffs entirely. Kawhi comes back, and he's available for 52 games, okay? He's limited, but it's better than not having him at all. He ends up going to the playoffs with the Clippers and tearing his meniscus in the same knee in the first round. In 2023, he comes back and it's more of the same thing. Kawhi's amazing. They go to the playoffs. He has knee inflammation during the first round of the playoffs against Dallas, and he's out again. Meanwhile, Paul George is going through contract disputes with the Clippers. He's like, pay me what you pay Kawhi. And they're like, you ain't Kawhi? And ended up leaving and going to the 76ers. And in comes James Harden, his replacement, basically. And they're still putting their faith in Kawhi. They signed him to a 3-year, $159 million contract extension. Ongoing knee issues kind of keep Kawhi off the court. And James Harden kind of steps up and gets named an all-star again. But he shrinks in the playoffs and they lose in the first round to Denver. Then it comes out that the Clippers owner was so desperate for Kawhi that he funneled $22 million to Kawhi through some sponsorship deal that didn't exist so that he could pay him more than the NBA would allow him to through the salary cap. Allegedly, because the NBA is investigating. Then this season, Kawhi has an incredible season, and it's not enough. He's playing lights out, and it's not enough. They trade James Harden and go on a run, and then they fell to the Golden State Warriors in the play-in tournament.
Clippers just have bad luck. I don't know. Every time you guys are trying to climb that mountain, y'all grab one bad rock and it just throws you all the way back down. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. Oh my God, look at all these metaphors I'm giving. Like, I'm freaking sincere. And if you don't know right now, the league is actually pure tea right now. Like, I feel like every time I see a new scandal, why'd you think you were going to get away with that? That's always my first question. Why did you think you were going to get away with that? Because maybe it's the fact that these guys, like, a lot of them, I'm not saying every basketball player in the NBA is making like $1 million. That's not true. You know, I'm sure there's some bench players on the Knicks right now that are probably getting paid like $600,000 a year. My God, that's the dream. But some of these guys, yeah, you guys are millionaires and y'all got gambling charges. Malik Beasley, he was just indicted on federal gambling charges, accused of underperforming in games on purpose just so bettors could cash in, and he pled not guilty. Like that's a different episode. Jonte Porter, banned for life from the NBA, pled guilty in his own gambling case. He can never come back to the league. And do I think that that's going to happen with Kawhi? I don't know. He's very loved in Toronto, but the league, it opened its investigation. It's been well over a year. During this time, Leonard had a business advisor known by Uncle Dennis, and they were both interviewed. Aspiration also went bankrupt in 2025, and the founder was sentenced to 14 years in federal prison. But Kawhi gets traded back to Toronto. The claw's coming back. But, because, Kawhi took the Toronto Raptors to the championship, and, they won in 2019. I don't know if you guys know that, but it's okay. I just found out recently. But he's getting traded in exchange for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, and multiple first and second round picks. And then right after the trade, Leonard dropped Uncle Dennis like a hot potato as his advisor and hired a whole new agent. That's right. Sweep this under the rug. However, the investigation is still ongoing. And like I said, the NBA let Toronto know, y'all take Kawhi back, you're taking the consequences with him. And Toronto had to press, they had to put this on pause for a second. Like, nah, like, we got to think about it. Because we don't know what you were doing in LA. And I don't know if we want these, I think the trade's still going to go through. So unfortunately, I think Toronto might find a way to like kind of cut a deal. Like, okay, like, we still want him, but like, how do we get the Clippers to kind of take this? Because this is technically under the Clippers organization. So I don't know. Because worst comes to worst, they might get their draft picks stripped. Kawhi might not be allowed to play if he was really getting more money. Well, I don't know. We don't know what could happen. I feel like at this point, I'm not going to keep guesstimating. I do want to keep my eyes and ears also on this story too, because I'm not going to lie. This is a story I love to talk about. I love to giggle about it. And, because like nobody's really getting hurt. It's just like, Kawhi tried to take an extra 30 mil under the table. Take your hand out the cookie jar. Like, so we'll see what happens. And finally, Love Island final thoughts. Kenzie and Dylan's family, I knew they were going to get along. Bryce and Trinity, their family's getting along. And cool grandmother, coolest grandma ever. I'm happy for them. Ecstatic. That's how I feel. What else? Sincere and Melanie, we'll wait for that later. Zach and Kata's family spared Zach. Spared him down. He should be thanking Jesus that Kata's mom was as chill as she was. He should be so grateful her sister did not do him the way Melanie's sister wanted to do Sincere. She wanted to really get in that ass. And I'm telling you, I'm talking about Melanie's sister. She wanted to. I feel like if she could, she would have definitely told Sincere to run it. Are you kidding me? She wanted to say her piece and really give it to him. But Sincere's dad was like,
I can only speak about what I've seen.
Yeah.
And what I've seen, I do not like it. I feel like you keep seeing the same thing and then doing it again. Right. I'm like, she's my baby. She's like the baby of the family. Yeah. So I'm a little bit overprotected, especially when I see her cry like that, because I've never seen her cry like that.
Right. The way she was crying, like, I can tell you one thing. his family is rooting for you.
No, we really do love
Everybody's called. Please, like, let her know we're here, we're sorry. That is not sincere. And I'm not bullshitting that at all.
Thank you. I didn't like what I saw on movie night, and I did not take it well. And I think I hit a point where it's like, I can cut it off. Like, I can cut Sincere off, but then I would spend a lot of time, like, regretting not taking a chance and seeing if there was going to be change.
Yeah.
Haven't you took many chances already?
How many times? Do you feel better? Yeah. How many times? Say it up there, baby.
We'll talk about that, you know, when we get one-on-one.
Yeah.
But something like this is unacceptable, you know? And it just got to be told. After seeing him and the way he was moving, I just can't allow that. I raised him with a moral compass that points north, and I felt like it was just spinning out of control. And he did things that men aren't supposed to do. You know, sitting back on the outside looking in, seeing your sister, you know, honestly, it's one of the main reasons I'm here. I wasn't going to come. And when I seen that, this shit he did is unacceptable. We do not move like that. I didn't travel 7,000 miles to support that.
I feel like his dad's being genuine, but even for a second, I was like, damn, how do I know you telling the truth too? Because your son lied a lot. He lies so much he believe in it. It's scary. Like, it's so, and someone said it today too, like, it's so terrifying how charismatic and like how kind Sincere is. Like, I think he really does believe that as long as he's like kind 90% of the time, he could like do anything with that 10%. Like, he's just like a nasty individual. Like 99.9% of the time, not even 99.9% of the time. I really feel like it's freaking 80. I feel like it's 80% of the time that like Sincere is like being cool. Like, I like seeing him on my TV. Like, he seems like he's, you know, he seems like he's pretty cool to watch on TV. You know, just little giggle, little laugh, whatever. That's when he's trying to hoop and he's trying to talk to other girls, like, you backdoor so many other people. And then when you talk to a moral soul, whoever, looking at women like lustfully, but then you want to tell Melanie, oh, you were doing stuff with Corbin. Are you? And if I was Corbin, I would have turned on Sincere there too. Yeah, I'm done. Like, no, you've lost me, bro. You've been lost me. You're blowing me bad. Are you good? Are you well? You're sick. Like, you're literally sick in the head. But yeah, that's how I feel about Love Island. Anaya's mom, I love the fact that she corrected Anaya, told Anaya, girl, you gotta be easier with Melanie. Anaya's mom was awesome because she was like, you need to be honest with Melanie. You have to be. Because you're not being fair to that girl at all. And I agree, you're not being fair to that girl. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what is going on, sister? Like, are you okay? Like, I understand she wants to be a people pleaser, and like, I'm not gonna shame Anaya for that, of course. But girl, you gotta be honest with your homegirls, especially Melanie. Oh my God, I didn't want to say Melanie's mom. Icon. She should, let me tell you something. If Melanie's mom got into tarot, woo! She do numbers on TikTok, son. Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Is she on Instagram Live giving out those little, it was fire. And the music in the background, nah. Production, y'all did that. That was cinema on my TV. I loved it. I didn't care about what Dylan and Kenzie had going on. The minute Kata's family didn't even say what they wanted to say, I was over it. However, hold on. Let me actually go find Kata's dad's TikTok. Not the TikTok. It was the live. Kata's dad on live. Yeah.
No, there's a lot of things I don't like. Me first, when I first meet Zach, I'm gonna say to him, dude, are you a certain way? And second thing I'm gonna ask him, I'm gonna say to him, do you realize that, you know, that makes you look bad in a certain way? I'm gonna. Do you realize that it makes you look a certain way, or was that being played a certain way? No, there's a lot of things I don't like, but believe me.
Yo, when I tell you, that's who I wanted on. I was begging for them to bring Kata's dad, and I was so mad it was just her mom. I was so mad. I needed it to be the dad and the daughter. Hello? If it was Kata's dad, I promise you, he would have been lit. But I also feel like, damn, y'all brought Casey's sister. Why didn't y'all just bring Kata's dad? Like, what? Casey's sister was literally talking about Anaya. It's been 3 weeks. You didn't even give up no cat to Casey. What's going on with that? And listen, I would have been like, girl, then you give it up then. You give it up. Damn. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. But with Carl, easy access, Anaya? Yeah, she into that. Carl and Anaya's families, they're going to Nantucket. They're going overseas. They're going to Colorado. They're going to Denver. They're going to Mexico. They're going to Shanghai. They're going to Vietnam. They're going everywhere, babe. Tokyo, Iceland, Scotland, London. Like, they're going worldwide. Anaya about to have the time of her life if she played them cards right. You better listen to your mom. I'm not playing with you. You better listen to your mom. That's a good man. You 23. I get it. I was 23 once, so I'm trying to give all these girls grace, but that's why I talk the way I talk, which also leads me back to I always come back to her. Melanie, I love you, girl. You know you gotta leave that. You gotta leave. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Babe, I'm telling you right now, speaking from experience, the family's never gonna forgive him. Family don't like him. Family don't bang with him. I remember making the best memories of my life with the worst man I ever met in my life. And the worst part is he's never met my parents because I knew he was the worst man I've ever met in my life. If my parents met the worst man I've ever dated in my life, literally put it in my mouth. Like, actually, like, put it in my mouth, pull it. Like, just in the mouth, pull it. Like, seriously. Because I wouldn't even be able to explain myself if he did all that to me on TV, and I would look crazier than Melanie. I would literally go up to him after he gave me the breakfast and be like, hold on, you talk to her? Like, go downstairs and be like, oh, you talk to her? Throw the food in his face. What the fuck are you talking about? Now we're done. You want to go be with that bitch? Go be with her. Like, all day today, I'm chatting with everybody. And unfortunately, I give Kenzie a lot of crap too, but you know what? She was hooping. Her and Sincere, treacherous twins. I don't care. They both do the same thing. I'm sorry. Like, this whole season, everyone's whole thing is lustful. Kenzie, you are lustful. Sincere's lustful. Gabriel's lustful. Anaya's lustful for Carl. Trinity and Bryce, lustful for each other. Corbin and a bad bitch, lustful. Listen, we saw Jen be lustful. Sincere, lust. I'm surprised he did not sleep with Soul or Amora. I'm pretty sure if Soul or Amora even opened their legs and pulled a panty to the side, he'd do it. He'd be like, you know what? Let me just put the tip in just to see how it feels. Like, I promise you! And that sucks because I think Sincere dad sound like Benjamin sound like a stand-up individual. Thank you, Big Ben. I like that. But Sincere, like, whoever named you, come to the front. You know you're the person we want to talk to. You're the person that needs to come on the interviews. Thank you. But yes, everyone, I'm done talking about Love Island. Finale on Sunday. By the time this come out, we'll have a winner. It's Bryce and Trinity. Get your parlays in. I hope you did. And yeah, so that's everything I have for you today. You know, we talked about Big Tigger and the questions somebody's asking about Aliea Brown, Nolan Wells, a family that does deserve answers. Please rest in peace, and prayers to the Wells family, prayers to his mother, prayers to his father, prayers to his closest friends, his allies, his family, his real circle, his real friends, his real loved ones. Prayers to them. And I really think justice is going to be served. It's going to come. And we also talked about Marcellus Wiley, talking about voodoo, and Graham Plattner, and just the Democrats got to do better, all right? We can't keep ignoring BS. Y'all got to do better. Y'all acting buns, and y'all acting slow, stupid, and acting like buns. I can't do it. Y'all need someone that's willing to really die for this shit. Like, that's what I need. Just like how all those MAGA people, they're like, yeah, I bleed MAGA. I need someone that's like, nah, I bleed blue. I need y'all to be like unhinged, no holds bar, bleed blue, bitch. That's what I want. Like, good golly, Miss Molly. And Kawhi tried to leave the country and with 30 mil. Listen. You know, but yeah, that's what happened today, guys. Love Island on Sunday. We'll be back again next week. See you next time. Bye.